I wasn't born disciplined, I just got tired of my genes reminding me we had a situation. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe for daily inspirational content. If you're in your growth era, mentally, physically, emotionally, this space is for you. Let's talk about micro habits. Not the kind of habits that demand a full life overhaul, but the ones that work quietly in the background. Small changes, subtle shifts, the kind that build momentum without making you miserable in the process. Because truthfully, long-term weight loss doesn't come from big, dramatic actions. It comes from what you're doing when no one's watching, when motivation is low, and when the results aren't immediate, but you show up anyway. You have to start drinking more water, consistently. I know, you've heard it 100 times, but let's talk about why it matters. Dehydration is sneaky. It shows up as cravings, fatigue, fogginess, and most people mistake it for hunger. By the time you realize you need water, your body's already been calling for help. The fix isn't dramatic. Start your day with a full glass, keep one next to your workspace, sip throughout the day instead of trying to chug it all at once at 8 p.m. Water supports digestion, reduces bloating, and keeps your appetite in check. It's the simplest tool that most people overlook, and it costs nothing. You have to stop eating while distracted. We live in a multitasking culture. We eat lunch at our desks, scroll during dinner, and snack during late-night TV. The result? We miss the cues that tell us we've had enough. And the more disconnected we are during meals, the harder it is to stop when we're full. Try setting aside even 10 minutes to eat without a screen. Sit down, taste your food, chew slowly. When you're present, you start realizing things like how much less you actually need to feel satisfied. It's not about restriction, it's about awareness. And awareness is what breaks autopilot eating. When your meals become intentional instead of rushed or mindless, food becomes a tool, not a crutch. You stop looking for fullness in all the wrong places. You need one morning habit that grounds you. It doesn't need to be aesthetic or Instagram worthy, it just needs to belong to you. Something small that centers you before the day starts making demands. Maybe it's writing in a journal, maybe it's a short walk outside or listening to a podcast while stretching. The point is to create a moment where your day begins with purpose, not chaos. Because when you feel grounded early on, you're far more likely to eat intentionally, move your body, and protect your priorities throughout the day. Your morning doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be yours. You have to create a cutoff for late night eating. Nighttime snacking is rarely about nutrition. It's about stress, routine, or reward. We tell ourselves we deserve a treat after a long day, and suddenly it's 10 p.m. and the snack spiral begins. The solution isn't shame, it's structure. Create a signal that tells your body the kitchen is closed. It might be brushing your teeth early, making a hot tea, or physically turning off the kitchen light. This helps draw a line, not a harsh rule, just a gentle reminder. Your body needs space to digest and rest. Eating right before bed can disrupt both. Over time, your body adjusts. It learns that food isn't the answer to fatigue or boredom, and you start waking up lighter, more rested, and more in control. You need to make decisions ahead of time. One of the most effective things you can do for your health is remove decision fatigue. That "what am I eating today?" question gets exhausting, especially when you're hungry, stressed, or rushed. Even planning one meal a day ahead of time can save you. Pack your lunch the night before. Write down your dinner plan in your notes app. Have a go-to breakfast that doesn't require thinking. You'll be amazed how much easier it is to stay on track when your choices aren't made in the middle of chaos. Think of it like being your own assistant. Set things up in advance so you're not left scrambling and sabotaging later. You have to move your body daily, even in small ways. Movement doesn't have to mean 90 minutes in the gym. It can be walking your dog, cleaning your space with purpose, stretching before bed, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. The goal isn't to exhaust yourself, it's to remind your body it was made to move. Daily movement resets your energy. It improves your mood, it signals to your brain that you're prioritizing your health. The more you move, the easier it becomes. And consistency, not intensity, is what gets you results. If the only thing you do today is go for a 10-minute walk, you did something. That counts. You need to take your sleep seriously. Sleep is one of the most underrated weight loss tools out there. When you don't get enough rest, your hunger hormones go wild. You crave sugar, you feel sluggish, and your self-control hits the floor. Make sleep a ritual. Shut down screens earlier. Keep your bedroom cool and quiet. Give yourself time to decompress without distraction. The more you respect your rest, the better your body performs during the day. This isn't laziness, it's strategy. Sleep supports every system that helps you lose weight. If you're ignoring it, you're working twice as hard for half the results. You don't need a new diet. You don't need a new gym membership. You need small promises you actually keep. That's what builds trust with your body, and that's what builds change that lasts. Because the strongest version of you isn't created overnight. She's built in the small, quiet moments when no one's watching and you show up anyway.